Alright, next up on my Fox Girls favorite series is Pikmin 2. I played this game when it came out. I was very excited for it, and actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It has a reputation, shall we say, so this is gonna be interesting, to put it politely. I did a full playthrough like a couple weeks ago to practice because I'm not unconfident in the game. It was an ordeal. I'm gonna delete the file actually just because I think I'm gonna need all 3 file slots for this playthrough. That might sound weird, but it'll make sense. Alright, let's jump in. This game has a lot more story than Pikmin 1, I'd say, in some ways. Hokotate Freight is a long-haul deep space shipping company. One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, crashed on an uncharted planet while on an interstellar vacation. There he was aided by indigenous creatures, which he called Pikmin. In the end, Captain Olimar escaped. But in Olimar's absence, his employer, Hokotate Freight, ran into financial difficulties. So yeah, for the Switch version, they did actually remaster a lot of the cutscenes. They actually look pretty decent, I'd say. One weird quirk of the Wii version of Pikmin 2 that I only learned about recently is they actually made the cutscenes no longer skippable, which is gonna be a problem as we go on in this game. But we'll get to that when we get to it. And there goes the ship we spent all the time rebuilding. A very irregular number. Wonder what that's gonna be about. And now it's a more even number. And avoid the asteroid this time. That's one of my favorite details of the cutscene is how Olimar purposefully steers around it. Though that causes problems later on in the series. You know, lore-wise. Alright, so our first stop is the Valley of Repose. It does not go well, because we immediately crash into something else. It wouldn't be a Pikmin game without some kind of catastrophe. I don't know if that's supposed to be loaded in, but I see something happening. Or maybe I'm just unobservant from the GameCube version slow res. Alright, That was close. I have averted a crash landing, running diagnostics. Alert danger. Louis is missing. So one with quirk is he changed Louis to yellow, which is actually in line with Pikmin 3 because Alf is blue in that one. He must have somehow fallen out of his cockpit. He is not responding via his communicator. He is either flouting protocol or in danger. I think this is how I learned the word flouting as a kid. Olimar, you must find Louis before he freezes to death in the cold of this planet. Wait a moment, look. And very conveniently, we have a group of Pikmin fighting a red dwarf bulborb. Could these be Pikmin? They look like they are about to be devoured as we speak. Help them. Use the left control stick to put the cursor near Pikmin and press B to call them with your whistle. You can also hold B to make the sound of your whistle carry farther, remember? Neat. Cool. The Pikmin ran to your side. They seem to remember you, Captain Olimar. How fascinating. Give them instructions and do not delay. Hold A to grab a Pikmin, and then release to throw it. Neat. We do have limited motion controls, like in Pikmin 1 on the Switch. We can also turn that off if we would so desire. I kinda like leaving it on, personally. It will cause problems later, though, but it'll also help in other regards. I might turn the game volume up, it feels really quiet, but y'all can let me know. Attention, Captain Olimar, I've just re-established my communications link with Louis. It is fortunate we have managed to confirm his safety. Press Y to communicate with him. I'm quite interested in the details of his condition. I can't wait to forget the button mappings because I'm using a Pro controller. Anyway, hi Louis. Louis, allow me to assess your condition. As per our safety protocols, are you at all injured? If that's so, then my concerns are eased. Our communication link shows you're nearby. I realize I should have been reading the dialogue in the opening cutscene since I'm reading all this out, but it's fine. Can you make your way to our location and rejoin us? I will navigate for you. Press plus to contact me and obtain information about the terrain. Also, hello Waffles. Welcome on in. Had gone through a lot of dialogue, so I did not say that so far. Anyway, here's the onion. Right as rain. Louis, the odd object before you appears to be one of the onions mentioned in Olimar's report. And conveniently it gives us a seed, because there aren't any Pikmin in its vicinity, I guess. I don't know how this works. The seed the onion ejected has just sprouted. According to Olimar's report, it can be plucked with A. Yay! So now we have a Pikmin. For both captains. I don't know why red Pikmin have a nose. It doesn't quite make sense. I mean, I guess a lot of the design choices don't make sense, except the gills. Louis, this must be one of the Pikmin creatures from Olimar's report. It is staring at you. Press A to throw a Pikmin where you want it to take action. A squad of them can do a lot. You can disband a squad of Pikmin that's following you by pressing X. Interesting. Olimar's description of the creatures resembling Pikmin carrots was strikingly accurate. Louis, my sensors have detected drool in the corner of your mouth. Are you alright? So we got this little slapstick scene. Of sorts. And then they both look at the camera for some reason. Very much, I know what you are energy. Happy Pride Month. I know it's July, but happy Pride Month. Normally, like in Pikmin 1, I like to let these turn into flowers in the ground. I'm not gonna do that for this playthrough. I'm not gonna make y'all watch me do that for 20 minutes. Anyway, 2 more Pikmin. Again, if you match the color, you'll get a bonus seed. The onion ejected more seeds. The pellet from that flower must hold nutrients that breed Pikmin. Yes, the Pikmin gather nutrients, haul them to the onion, and further propagate the species. The onion is a Pikmin mothership. Reviewing Olimar's report, it seems holding A-list when rapidly pluck Pikmin sprouts. Again, that is in addition to the Switch versions. It was previously tapping A, which is kind of annoying, so I'm glad they changed it. Speaking of things that have been changed, we have an interesting change off in the distance, but we'll talk about that in a moment. We'll let them get to work a little bit. Actually, we'll worry about that later. Oops, didn't mean to call you. I just meant to call the one. Oh, okay. I love Pikmin, CPU, like AI. It is the most competent and not at all frustrating thing in the world. But yeah, normally I'd leave them in the ground until they're flowers, but that would take a long time. And I think we should get the show on the road for a stream. Also, a new ability in this is you can actually hold ZR in this case to move the camera down. Like in Pikmin 1, the right stick is actually camera control, and you actually do have left and right movement. Previously, to get left and right movement, you basically just have to hold down L and move like this. Like it follows the cursor's position to the best of its ability. So yeah, this version lacks as many brand deals as the original. Perhaps this object is one of the treasures that we are searching for. The only reason we found it here is because this is where you crash landed. How fortunate. I would like to appraise it, but you must regroup with Olimar first. Can you see him? Press ZL to move the camera behind you. Also press ZR to zoom in and out, and up or down on the right control stick to change angles. Oh, and press left or right on the right analog stick to rotate the camera. So again, that is a new feature to the Switch versions. Basically, a lot of changes were made to both Pikmin 1 and 2 to basically bring parity to all the Pikmin games on Switch, which I think is a very interesting move. Anyway, we have reunited the duo. Piece of cake. Captain Olimar, Louis, you're reunited at last. This has been a troublesome start to our trip. But now you must feel assured that your combined wits can get you through anything, correct? From now on, use B to form a single group, X to take solo action, and Y to change leaders. By the way, this day does not have a time limit because it is our tutorial. So yeah, I played this game really close to launch. I don't know if it was launch day just because I didn't really have like internet at the time, like dial-up at best. So my actual knowledge of when games are coming out exactly was pretty, you know, hit or miss. A lot of times I just see a store demo or like a display saying, hey, this is coming out. Like I learned about this game because I think on like a Target or something, there just happened to be a store display about Pikmin 2 coming soon kind of thing. Another one I know was like that is the next game, I'm pretty sure. Or the one after next, I don't remember. But one coming up was definitely like that. And that was one I basically went out of my way to make sure I was there like day one for, essentially. But we'll get to that next time. In the time of a bunch of other stuff, maybe I'll even get a Switch 2 patch by then. I'm crossing my fingers, because it'd be really nice to play my former favorite game of all time at 60 FPS on Switch 2. But, they're patching these games very slowly, so I'm not holding my breath. Hello Mario, welcome on in. This is gonna be kind of a low-key stream, which is ironic, because Pikmin 2 is notoriously stressy. But I find this to be a chill game. I played through it again as a practice run, and it was like weirdly like cathartic to play through this game again, and it was really weird actually, because again, this game has the reputation to it, but I was having a great time. Even with like copious resetting, this was just a really cozy playthrough, so I'm glad to bring it to stream finally. The only other game we'll do in the series probably is Pikmin 3. As much as I love Pikmin 4, it is slightly outside the scope of Fox Girls' favorites unless I do like just a replay for fun, basically. But I don't think it inherently counts for Fox Girls' favorites. But yeah, if you're new here, this is my series where I go through all my, like, favorite games, or most influential games. And again, this is actually a favorite game of mine. Replaying it a couple weeks ago did reaffirm to me that this is one of my favorite games, even though this game is very notorious. So, But this is a game I've put so many hours in. There's definitely going to be stories as we go along, and this is going to be a longer game than Pikmin 1, which I think only took 2 streams. Somewhat surprisingly, I got through a lot faster than I thought, but this is going to take like 5 streams, I think. If we want to do challenge mode, it'll take even longer, but I don't know if I want to subject myself to challenge mode. Yeah, no Duracell anymore, because copyright. Our first day of exploration has yielded our first treasure. We will be done in record time. I took the liberty of naming it when I appraised it. The name reflects my current thinking. Leave it to me to think up catchy names for hit products. It is but one of my many talents. We shall end our first day here and report back to our president. His face will surely be joyous. However, to communicate with Hokitate, we must fly into low orbit above the planet. We will not return to the surface until morning, so as to avoid the indigenous nocturnal creatures. Oh, by the way, important to note, this is going to be a deathless run. Like I did for Pikmin 1, this is how I play these games. I am definitely not going to regret that whatsoever. But genuinely, I like doing Pikmin games without losing any Pikmin. Will I eat my words? Absolutely. I know my luck. I'm gonna regret this. I'm definitely gonna regret this. But, we'll see how it goes. Again, Pikmin 1 got... The only time I got, like, upset at Pikmin 1 was, like, the last boss, because I know I can do it deathless, but I was just having a rough time with it. Normally that boss doesn't stress me out that much. There's no chance of losing Pikmin, so we won't even look at that. You found your first bit of treasure. Fine work. Our future depends on your efforts, so check your treasure hoard regularly. I'll check in often. Keep up the pace. I love the emails at the end of day. This is one of my favorite details of this game. You'll see why as we go on. But there's nowhere else to go except the Valley of Repose again, so we'll just go back. I'm almost done editing Sunshine for my main channel, !YouTube. But I'm really not sure how to... Oops. We'll see that eventually anyway, it's fine. Good morning, workers. Ready for another day of toiling for the profit of your company? God, this is too real. The Pikmin seem to be asleep inside their onion. What lazy creatures. No wonder they lack survival skills. Stand beneath the onion and press A to call them out. I should show the, like, cutscene at least once, but I was just kind of, like, instinct kicked in because I normally skip that. Like, I've played this game 20 times. I don't need to see the cutscenes of landing the ship every time. But again, for the sake of this playthrough, I will try to remember. There will be, like, 3 streams until we come back to the Valley of Repose. I'm not even kidding. It's gonna be a bit. So, this is still very much a tutorial day. Like, this is gonna be a pretty chill day, hopefully. There is a risk of losing Pikmin though, which is not my favorite thing in the world. So we kind of have to hope for the best here. I don't think these are gonna be no, they are sprouted. Cool. But hi, hope I was having an alright time. I am having an interesting time. I'm not gonna elaborate on that. Alright. That's 2 down. On this day, you're also introduced to the main gimmick of Pikmin 2, because there is a very pivotal gimmick to this game that is very, very polarizing. Pikmin 4 brings it back, actually, in a way that I kind of appreciate, but we'll, again, get to that very soon. Again, if I need to turn the game up, please let me know, because it feels quiet on my end. Like, I don't know why, but I thought I set this game properly, but it feels extremely quiet. But I'm afraid of having it too loud also, especially as, you know, things heat up later on in the game. We'll see. It's kind of, like, okay, I think. It's just a little quiet, but we'll see. Next stream I might turn up a little bit if I decide to do so. But yeah, with Sunshine almost being done, that means I have to edit Pikmin 1 next, so it's kind of like weird. I'm so behind on YouTube, I'm like one game... Not even one game, I'm multiple games behind at a given moment. Which is fun. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts in Pikmin 2. One, that I have is this ship is so beat up. I actually find it really charming, just how like decrepit it looks. Like, it's a nice little bit of world building, that this is just kind of like a junker ship that they just happen to have because they got rid of everything else. Oh, there it goes. I was like waiting, and I left Pikmin up there to deal with it when it was time, so hey, it worked out. So there are two strategies you can actually do in this particular level. And we'll get into that later. I don't know which is actually better overall. I think it evens out to me because like literally nothing changes. So yeah, we'll figure out what we're doing in a bit. There's also gonna be a little bit of grinding. I don't know how much to do on screen versus off screen. So yeah, there's a lot to think about. Think about with this playthrough. It kind of just depends on how streaming times work out. So one key difference of Pikmin 2 versus Pikmin 1 is how I fight billboards. So traditionally in Pikmin 1 I swarm, and the GameCube and Wii versions, your mileage may vary because crashing glitches exist. In Pikmin 2, throwing is almost always better than swarming, because your throw speed is actually faster, and their ability to latch on is not great, to be honest, so yeah. Anyway, we have another treasure. Also the counter is weird, it lags a little bit. Like, the counter only goes down once the Pikmin actually land, which is really obnoxious in my opinion. It is genuinely one of my least favorite changes in Pikmin 2 compared to Pikmin 1. Like, it makes it really hard to gauge how many Pikmin you've tossed onto something, just at a glance. So I find it really frustrating. I'm trying to This is kind of a waste of time, actually. What am I doing? Because it's like... It's not going to speed anything up, because so few Pikmin are on the wall that it's going to take forever anyway. So I'm just going to go over here. Hello, Nicole. I do not understand that reference. Treasure. Oh, never mind. I get it. I was like, Tracer from Overwatch. This my brain is very tired. I was up till like after 6 AM and woke up around like 12:30. Do not ask why I was up at 6 AM. I cannot explain it on twitch.tv/YunaLeeFox. Yeah, just a chill Pikmin day. Again, sometimes I think about my definition of what a chill game is, and I wonder how much people side-eye me, sometimes. This is definitely one of those cases of, like, this is my comfort game. Like, what are some other comfort games I have? I know, Resident Evil 2, you know, the most comforting game, clearly. The problem with Resident Evil 2 is well, not problem, the opposite of a problem. The thing with Resident Evil 2 is I've played the game so goddamn many times that I'm like very desensitized to the horror unless I'm playing with no volume, which won't be a problem on stream in a bit. Or I am playing on the higher difficulties. Beyond that, I find the game very chill, weirdly enough. So up here we have water, so there's actually nothing we can do past this point. I actually want to check something. I don't know if that'd even be spawned in on day 2, because there's no reason to have it on day 2. There's a burrowing snagret up on this hill, along with a treasure, but it's not really gonna come into play at all. Alright, I'm trying to think of anything else to talk about, like, you know, gaming-wise. Bonanza previews are out, and everyone's saying it's really good. By the time this hits YouTube, Bonanza will definitely be out for a bit. I don't know if I'm playing it right away, partly because I just want, like, a K-pop binge, to be honest. So I don't know if I want to spend another, like, $70 on a game right now. How can Pikmin destroy such a massive wall? When masked, their might is ferocious. Louis, did Olimar instruct you on proper Pikmin commanding protocol? Apparently not. Olimar, you are failing in your duty as a superior. Allow me to explain. Press A to grab Pikmin, and release to throw them. Call them into a group with B. Press X to disband the group. To give orders, hold L while moving the right control stick. It's handy for giving orders to a group. You can review these directions anytime by pressing L. You can also swap Pikmin colors on the fly, which was retrofitted into Pikmin 1 on Wii, and also the Switch version by proxy. But yeah, we also have a cave. This game is heavily built around the caves, but again, genuinely I just want to see if the snack is up here. I doubt it would be. Yeah, it's not here. That is a lot of sprouts. You have 70 Pikmin. Red Pikmin are kind of useless in this game, not gonna lie. They're mostly just used for like candy pop buds later on. We'll see that in a bit. Yeah, they kind of have a downgrade after Pikmin 1, where they're also the main fighters in addition to dealing with fire, so there's a couple reasons why fire is almost a non-issue entirely in this game. Hi, Aiden, how you doing? Anyway, cave. Interesting. Warm air is welling up from the hole in the ground before you. What could lie underground? What is wrong? You both show expressions of unease. Do not fear. The leader's group of Pikmin will join you. I shall dispatch my research pod too. I will return any Pikmin outside of that group to the onion. So yeah, you can't lose Pikmin if you go in a hole without all your Pikmin. Approach the hole and press A to jump in. That is true. Reds still deal more damage in some ways. So they're not completely like outdated in a way, but they definitely have more limited use cases in my opinion. Because a lot of times they just use purple Pikmin to fight everything. Also, hello, welcome on in. Alright, Cave 1, the Emergence Cave. I might skip these cutscenes later on, like drop cutscenes, because they're basically the same except for the setting. The one benefit of seeing these is you can actually kind of scope out from the overhead. Intriguing. My heat sensors indicate that this hole's interior is warmer than on the surface. Analysis suggests danger lies ahead, but the promise of treasure is tantalizing. If you wish to check underground terrain, press plus to communicate with me. So that's to see a map. I'm not just a ship, I'm an all-purpose support pod. Hell yeah. So, this is a deathless run, so I'm gonna be weird and not fight certain things with Pikmin in some cases. I think these are actually, like, spawned in far apart enough that I can get away with it, but there are cases where I will probably end up fighting dwarf Bulborbs without Pikmin. By the way, these are still not actually Bulborbs, they're actually red bugs. Also, in caves, you can't grow more Pikmin using enemies. If you take them back to the research pod, you'll get some money for them. However, that throws off my strategy. If we have too much money going into a specific point, the day will end early, and it will make it so I can't complete one area. And we'll have to waste a day on like one small section, so I'm deliberately not going to collect enemies in this playthrough, like period. I might if like by accident after that cutoff point we're fine. But for the most part, I'm just gonna leave the enemies and not worry about them. Anyway, this is our next stop. This hole appears to be quite deep. My sensors indicate more treacherous terrain ahead. Louis, you do recall that you can adjust the camera with L and up, down, left, and right on the right control stick, right? Yes? Your expression suggests you do. Excellent. Don't worry, all your Pikmin will follow you. Approach the hole and press A to enter it. If only it was that easy in some of the later levels. What the hell just happened? I think I despawned the Pikmin because of, like, the cutscene. I've never seen that happen before. Genuinely, the Pikmin are supposed to be in the cutscene, so I'm very confused at what just happened. Mild concern, actually, but everyone seems accounted for. There is a slight audio cue if you've gotten all the treasures. I'm going to be listening for it more in the early dungeons and less in the later ones for obvious reasons that we'll see later. Probably by the end of today we'll get the item that'll help us out. Alright, this is a 2-floor dungeon. This one's very... a cave. This is very short. Yeah, we can skip this. This is easy. This is also like a fixed layout, so there's nothing really to see. But yeah, some of these billboard placements are so close together that I might end up just punching them. The punches are generally more efficient anyway in this game compared to Pikmin 1. Anyway, we have the world. Sawado. It's inconceivable that such an immense object has been buried here for so long. The design on the outer shell resembles the surface of this planet as seen from space. It's a Jigglypuff seen from above. Perhaps this can be used for something other than salvage. But how will we ever lift it? I fear that even 100 red Pikmin will be unable to lift it. So the rule is you can only have 100 Pikmin on the field at a time. We will run into a limit of that rule very shortly, in theory. You can also kind of lure them out, of course. Okay. Yeah, there will be specific enemy patterns that I will probably not fight with Pikmin. I'll just fight them with the captains for the sake of safety strats. Anyway, Candy Pop Buds. They are very vital compared to in Pikmin 1. Astounding, a flower blooms in a cave deep beneath the snowy landscape. Clearly it is warmer down here than above. Look, the Pikmin are restless. They yearn for the flower. They look as if they... I forgot that's how they put it in the game. I genuinely didn't know that's how they phrased it. They look as if they yearn to be tossed into the flower. Either my meme senses just lined up with how the game wrote it, or I subconsciously remembered how that line goes. Either way, that was not a deliberate, like, foresight. Anyway, purple Pikmin. They're so polygonal in this game. I was like, hey, hi Eden, I'm glad you're alive. Amazing, a purple Pikmin. It has hair and is quite stocky. It seems very heavy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report, Olimar. It must be an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by tossing them into flowers. Intriguing. Perhaps there are others. Also, fun thing, when you switch captains, they actually say their names. It's always so weird how when, like, you would not get the sense from Pikmin 1, but like Olimar's voice is like Olimar. I can't even go that deep anymore, I don't think. Actually, that's a weird feeling. I feel like my voice used to be able to go deeper than it currently is. That's really weird, actually. Like, that's legitimately throwing me off that my voice can't go that deep anymore. Hey. Things are working, I guess. But yeah, they have the strength of 10 other types of Pikmin. So that means we have the strength of 160 Pikmin carrying this instead. But yeah, since you don't actually need the Pikmin with you when you leave the cave, you can just kind of let them do their own thing most of the time. Which is nice, I like that. They should be getting back very, very soon. We can see them from here. Heard that the captains say each other's names instead of calling them since the Louis is deeper. I think Louis' voice is just deeper based on Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Like, Louis' voice I think just is like that. Like, they have very deep voices for some reason. And then, like, Alf's voice is a lot higher. We have found the Northern Hemisphere. There is a device resembling a microchip embedded inside the sphere, retrieving data. Error, I could only decode a portion of the data, but I did retrieve new geographic charts. I will input this data into my planetary database and name it the sphere chart. Press plus to contact me and go to the exploration kit on the radar screen by pressing left on the D-pad. I wish it was the triggers, like in the GameCube. Now that we have this new data, you should explore the decoded territory tomorrow. So hypothetically, if you don't pick up this globe, you can leave the cave, come back in, and grow 10 more purple Pikmin. This is kind of useless actually, because the next cave will give us purple Pikmin anyway. It's just if you want to do a cave out of order, basically. Which, I mean, it's nice that they give you the option, I guess, but yeah, you can go a few extra Pikmin. Also, you can get more Pokos through just enemy bodies if you want. You could probably repay the debt just through this cave. That'd be an awful way to do it, though. Astounding! Water is shooting out of this geyser with incredible force. Sensors indicate it has enough power to launch you into the air. Approach and press A to try. Thank you for the head pats, Aiden. Aiden's very cool. I'm just gonna say that right now. I feel like they have been a definite grounding force in my life in the past, like, month and a half to 2 months. I definitely appreciate them for it. I've been going through it, frankly, but getting to know them has been a highlight of the last couple months. Aww. Anyway, that takes care of our first day here. Again, this cutscene is basically the same at the end of every cave, so we might start skipping it later. But yeah, you could grow some more Pikmin if you don't collect the globe right away, but I'm gonna try to save a little bit of time. You have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent decision-making, gentlemen. We must celebrate your first successful spelunking expedition. You've gathered a large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I shall send a report back to the present tonight detailing your progress. And this is the cutscene for leaving, specifically. Olimar and Louie, since you will explore a new area tomorrow, today's work is done. What, you still want to work? Unacceptable. You may not realize it, but you're exhausted. You should take a much-needed rest, as you have all the time you need to collect treasure, meaning we have no time limit. Haste makes waste, so take it slow and steady. So yeah, one cutscene is specifically for... exiting the cave, the other is specifically for collecting the globe. And it just automatically ends the day, because there's literally nothing else we could do except just loop that cave, growing more Pikmin. Even the purple candy pop buds are only usable one more time, and then if you go back a third time, they wouldn't be there. So it basically caps out when you have 20 purple Pikmin. We actually do need to keep track of purple Pikmin numbers for something later on, which is very frustrating. We might have to loop one of the later caves where the candy pop buds don't go away, and there is one like that. I'm gonna be meticulously checking to make sure. Baby steps first, Olimar. Plan well and don't worry about me. Our debt is with Happy Hokotate Savings and Loan, after all. Besides, there's nothing left to repossess, so Oh, small victory, I guess. But yeah, hi everybody. If you're just coming in, we are gonna be slowly chipping away at this game. Hey, we are now heading to the Awakening Wood. If I had $1 for every joke I have heard about this level name, I would probably be able to repay the debt myself. Though I don't know what the Poco to dollar USD conversion would even be. We got this nice little flying cutscene the first time we come in here. And anyway, this is another tutorial. Good morning. It should please you to know the purple Pikmin are lodged safely in my hull. The confines of my interior seem to suit them perfectly, though they do occasionally tickle me. Stand in the ring of light below me and press A to call the purple Pikmin out. Purple Pikmin do not get their own onion. They stay inside the ship at all times, when not on the field. So they do work a little bit different mechanically. It's very interesting. I don't know how to feel about it exactly, to be honest. Purple Pikmin wouldn't get an onion until Pikmin 4, straight up. Like, it's kind of wild, actually, to put it that way. We're gonna take out a couple enemies here, because these respawn very generously. Louie, has Olimar instructed you on the peculiarities of the Pikmin creatures? The Pikmin form groups based on color when disbanded with X. Grabbing Pikmin with A will also cause them to group by color. Now for the bonus lesson. First hold A to pick up a Pikmin, then while you hold A, press R to swap between different colored Pikmin. This is the first time you have heard this, Olimar. Remember to properly train new employees. For some reason that's slower text than anything else. The other interesting thing about that to note is, interestingly enough, I think on GameCube you could cycle backwards. In this version you can only go forwards because that was originally on D-pad, I think. But for some reason, because this is based on the Wii version, they moved it, and so it's on a different button placement. It's weird. This game has so many weird quirks to it. So the other quirk of the purple Pikmin is they actually deal less damage gradually than red Pikmin. However, if they land on an enemy, they have a chance of stunning them. So like that, you have the little stun marks around them. So yeah, you can very easily get through combat with the purple Pikmin. A lot of ROM hacks, or like mods of Pikmin, nerf them into the ground because they're very overpowered. Olimar, we have a problem. The onion has ceased ejecting seeds. Is it malfunctioning? Interesting. It now seems the number of life forms within the onion has increased. Didn't you note that no more than 100 Pikmin will venture onto the planet at once? But I currently observe only 95 on the surface. Could there be wild Pikmin somewhere? Interessante. Sometimes I wonder what vibe I have when streaming, if like I'm just like comfortably explaining a game, if it's like cozy. I feel like so many cozy like VTubers have gotten in trouble though, so I don't really like calling myself cozy, just because it's almost like a loaded term at this point. But I don't want to get into that entirely. Yeah, that's kind of chill vibe is what I go for, but again, I don't like using the moniker just too much just because it feels very tainted. Definitely feeling chill here, hell yeah. So just kind of me like explaining a game I really like. That's kind of the vibe of Fox Girl's favorites that I wanted to go for. It's just like me sharing a game I'm really passionate about. Wow, this grass has nothing for us. There we go. We have one. Pikmin are better about drinking nectar in this game. It's really nice. You don't have to worry as much about them hogging it all up. The Pikmin that drank the yellow nectar instantly mature into flower Pikmin. It appears that they to have enhanced motor skills while wondrous nectar. Now intriguing, like plants, Pikmin mature from leaf to bud to flower. Captain Olimar, you must share the information you have with your subordinate Louie. Louis standing right here, but I guess there's a chance you might have missed it. Either way, next up on the agenda, we have berries. We want a lot of these, so we're gonna have a decent chunk of Pikmin working on that. And then the rest we're gonna have break down this wall. This is another treasure up here that has been changed for the Switch version. Actually, the Wii version took like an extra couple years. It was 2012 when the Wii version finally came out in North America. And my theory is copyright, because of all the brand products represented. These berries will break on their own eventually. So these are called Mitites. They will randomly come out of eggs, just like me for real, and startle Pikmin. If Pikmin are startled, they'll scatter, which can be really bad if it happens in a fight. You can rotate these berries, but you can't see a difference. Astounding, this red berry contains an ultra-spicy essence. It does not appear to have any monetary value, but I shall research potential uses for it. Bring me more specimens. Alright, might as well collect the bodies, because we need all the Pikmin we can get. Again, red Pikmin will primarily be used to just grow more, which is kind of interesting. Again, their inherent usefulness almost feels a little bit limited compared to in Pikmin 1. Partly because there are more types to deal with things, period. Anyway, we have, a spray now. Captain Olimar, my research on the red berries you discovered has yielded a powerful potion. Behold the ultra spicy spray. Although it is untested, I believe it will have spectacular results. Spray it on all your Pikmin by pressing down on the D-pad. When necessary, I can produce 1 bottle of spray from 10 berries. Please press plus to contact me and confirm your berry count by pressing left on the D-pad. By the end of this day, I would like to have about 2 or 3. Preferably even more. But that's a bit of a tall ask, because we don't have that much time. Yeah, I like the vibe of just being able to, like, sort of casually explain a game. Or casually learn a game in the case of, like, game clearing type streams. Like, I just kind of don't get that stressy over games. Like, even if I'm getting, like, bodied in the game, unless someone's just being an asshole, that's the one thing that really pisses me off in a game. The things that bother me is if I feel like I'm wasting people's time, which happens occasionally on the stream. Again, Pikmin 1's final boss was a case where the reason I was getting so mad at it was more that I felt like I was wasting time. Because normally I can get through that fight so much faster. We are not going to collect the Cloaking Baronet for the sake of time, and it gives like 8 Pikmin, so it's fine. We have a cave over here. We have to aggro this Ingy flower, though. Creeping Chrysanthemum, which is actually a word I have trouble saying. Wow, we're already resetting and we're 1 day in. Great. That happens. It didn't stun. So hey, guess what? We have to do that entire day over again.